The day after the Sephora VIB Rouge sale, Sephora released a new brand called Pretty Vulgar. And I found out about it through Instagram. There was posts on a few different pages, and I think Sephora itself also released pictures of the line that was going to be released. And I saw the packaging and just got so excited. It has this really vintage, like Sleepy Hollow feel to it, and I just was just living for it. So naturally, I purchased a ton of products from the line, and I did do a demo with the products. The mascara and the eyeliner was a little tricky for me because I had to get so close to the mirror, so I probably will cut that part out, but I will describe like the product to you when I get up close and show you the packaging and swatches and stuff like that. But as far as the eyeshadow goes, the lips and the blush, bronzer, highlighter, there will be a demo for that towards the end of the video, and I do have the majority of those products on my face today. This is definitely more along the lines of a first impression video because I did just use these products for the first time today. I can tell you that I really enjoyed the blush and the bronzer. They're the type of product that you can build up and you really don't have to worry about overdoing it, and they buffed out really, really nice. The highlighter was a little bit too dark for the tops of my cheekbones, but it's really pretty on the skin. The other portions of my face, I just used that. The eyeshadows, they have got a very similar feel to the Too Faced eyeshadows, like the ones in like the chocolate bar palette. That's what they remind me of. And it's crazy because on the back of the packaging here, it says that these are made, majority, let me read it, bulk made in the USA and assembled in the Dominican Republic, which is what it says on the new Too Faced natural eyeshadow palette, the big one that they just released during the spring collection. So I found that a little, you know, there's a similarity between the formula for sure and also where they were made. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of relation. Also, this really does give me some feels of really old school Too Faced packaging, which I just used to love. It has a real like elegant type of feel, the packaging does. I, however, really like the bird cage. The theme of this just really gets me excited. So I don't repeat myself too much. I'm going to go ahead and zoom up close, give you guys swatches and explain the products and kind of my first feels for them. Okay, I'm going to start out with the concealer. This is the Pretty Vulgar Undercover Concealer. There's 0.14 ounces of product in here. This is the box packaging, and here is the actual packaging. The shade that I got is in 60 Pretty White Lies, which is the lightest shade that they have, and this is too dark for me. I did wear it underneath my eyes today and mixed it with another, the Urban Decay Pink Correcting fluid, but this in itself, it doesn't have a ton of coverage, and it's too dark for my skin tone. It's the lightest shade. It has a doe foot applicator here. So that is the color, and this is the lightest shade that they had. It does have a real, it has this real makeup-y type smell, much like the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. That's kind of what it smells like. Next up, this is the eyeliner pencil, and it's supposed to be a long-wearing eyeliner. It has a very gel-like consistency. Here's the actual pencil. There is a sharpener on the end, and I have this on the outer corners of my eyes today. I've had it on for about an hour now, and it's lasting pretty good. I didn't run it through the whole waterline, but I need to make it a point to do that. But it's super black, super creamy. The next product is the Feathers Mascara, and the packaging on this is really quite epic packaging. It's a lighter weight plastic on the outside. It has a nice weight to it, but really, they just outdid themselves with this packaging. The mascara itself, it has a curved wand. Quite a bit of product comes out on there. This is more of the traditional style mascara brush, and I'm quite used to using a plastic one. 2 coats of this really brushed through. It did give my lashes some nice length and volume and kind of a matte finish. I haven't had no flaking yet or anything like that, but it was a little bit more tedious for me to use. I typically don't use a rounded brush, but it's pretty, well, it's a black mascara. And I mean, the packaging in itself, I was surprised. I mean, a $24 mascara isn't cheap by no means, but for this type of packaging, it's so cute. Like, it'd be something that you would just leave out. Then I got the Bury Them With a Smile matte lipstick in the shade 08 Baby Doll. The packaging, you guys, it's a harder type of packaging, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. The packaging on these lipsticks is just beautiful. I only saw, they did have a liquid lipstick formula, but as far as like a traditional lipstick, I think they only had the matte version. So I picked up this one, so it feels comfortable on the lips for being a matte lipstick. And of course I got the nude. This went beautifully with Pillow Talk lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury, there's a little embossed bird on there. The packaging is just so beautiful. And then here's a swatch. This again is what I'm wearing today. So that is number 8, Baby Doll. I also got the Stick to the Story Lip Balm. I noticed that the packaging between the lipstick and this was slightly different. So I was like, I need to have that. And I put it on my lips while I was doing my eye makeup. Because typically I put a conditioning product on there so that my lips are nice and moisturized by the time I get to a lipstick. And this did feel quite nice. It went on really smooth. And I feel like it actually absorbed into my lips. Which was good. Kind of a slight similar feel to the Dior Addict Tinted Lip Balm that I really love. Maybe not quite as moisturizing as that though. And this is in a handy bullet type form. It did give it a slightly pink tint to my lips as well. But it felt really nice. And who doesn't want to pull out a lip balm that looks as pretty as this? It's so pretty. Next is the Shimmering Swan Illuminator, our highlighter. There's 0.2 ounces in here. They only had one highlighter shade. And the highlighter comes with a silver type of packaging. It is a harder type of plastic. It's just it feels just really classy. I love the packaging and the feel of this entire line. And then inside here is your highlighter. This is a traditional type of powder highlighter. It has a really pretty sheen to it. It was too dark for the top of my cheekbone, so I mixed it with a white. But for the rest of the face, it gave a nice sheen, but looked more like my skin color. And then got a pretty shine to it. This would look really beautiful on a light medium skin tone all over. Mixed on top of the cheekbones with the white though, it ended up being pretty nice. But so that's the Shimmering Swan highlighter. And then there are 2 bronzer shades, and I purchased the shade 113 Bronzed Mannikin, and again there's 0.2 ounces in this product as well. I thought this one might have a little bit more red tones than the lighter one, so I went this route. It actually has a little bit more of a yellow undertone, but it wasn't orange on my skin tone. So this one has a rose gold packaging in it, and it is a matte bronzer, showing up pretty true to color in the viewfinder. And it just buffed, and all these powder products on my face buffed and blended out really, really nice. I might try the lighter version as well, but so that is the bronzer 113. And then I purchased 2 of the blushes. This first one is number 17, Tickled Pink. This is the one that I'm wearing today. Again, 0.2 ounces in this product, and the blushes come in gold packaging. It's just chic. It is not like a heavy duty plastic. It's a lighter plastic, but it's very pretty. And this is a matte blush. This is the one that I wore today, and I was able to put my brush in there and buff it on the cheeks, and it's one of those products that you don't have to be so worried about overdoing it on your face. I kind of built it up to the tone that I wanted, and again it buffed out and looks really pretty on the skin. But not one of those ones that's like so pigmented you have to watch how much you pick up on your brush, which makes them, you know, a little bit more user friendly in my opinion. So that is the pink blush. They just feel really nice. And then the other shade I got is number 14, Sweet Revenge, which is more of it's like a nude coral shade. Pretty warm. I thought it was going to be a little bit more coral than nude, but yeah, it definitely has a nude feel to it. So that is the shade Sweet Revenge. And then lastly, I did purchase all 3 of the eyeshadow palettes. The outer packaging just got to me. I just like the feel of it again. This one is the box packaging for the Nightingale. Each box packaging is different, so I'm going to show them all to you guys. There are 7 eyeshadows that are 0.05 ounces in eyeshadow, and there are 5 eyeshadows that are 0.04 ounces. So you're getting a pretty decent amount of product in there and 12 eyeshadows. So let's grab the Nightingale. Here's the palette itself. These actually have a really nice weight to them for being a cardboard packaging. They feel really sturdy, like it's a solid cardboard all the way through. There is a mirror in the top right there, and then here are your shadows housed in a bird cage. It's really cute. I wore the Pretty Birdie eyeshadow palette today, so I haven't worn this one, but for matte eyeshadows you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So half the palette is matte in this one. There are 2 eyeshadows in here that have micro glitters, and that is Clutch and Break Free. So let's go ahead and swatch these guys for the first time. Oh, bump my lights. That first one, you really can't see that, can you? It's a matte cream. Then the middle 4. Oh, I'm excited to wear that shade right there. Oh, that's a pretty color. That is a beautiful shade. And these middle 2. So this is definitely going to be your smoky type of eyeshadow palette. And then these last 3, which are all pretty dark mattes. These all feel pretty silky. Oh, the black does feel a little bit drier than these 2. These ones are pretty soft. Next up is the Pretty Birdie palette. This is the one that I wore today and did the demo with. Again, same amount of product in here. And then here is the packaging on the palette. These portions here do have an embossed texture to them. But again, it's so cute. So this is the guy that I used today. This shade in particular is very dry, but it's extremely pigmented, and I felt like it blended out pretty good for being as dry as it is. The pigmentation was really good. For matte eyeshadows in this guy, you've got Lay, Snitch, Formation, Nevermore. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 mattes in this one. And when I was doing my eyeshadow look, because there really wasn't a matte transition type shade, I had buffed between this color and this color to try to create one, and it did take a little bit of building and blending to get them to, you know, create that transition type of shade, because there wasn't one in here. Let's go ahead and swatch these. Is there any with micro glitter? I don't really see any in here with micro glitter. So these are the top 3. And then the middle 4, which are all shimmers. And then the 2 matte shades right here. Again, the shade is very dry feeling, this one right here, but it's really pigmented. And I really didn't have a problem with it when I used it on my eyes, so. Really pretty colors. And then these last 4. This first one is matte. It's a really pretty, like, teal, deep teal green. So that one is the Pretty Birdie. And then last up is the Early Bird eyeshadow palette. Again, same amount of product in there. Love the outside box packaging. I probably am going to keep the packaging to the eyeshadow palettes just because I think they're pretty and they're different than the outside packaging on the actual palette. So flip this guy open here, and there are your shades. Very natural type of an eyeshadow palette. You could definitely see in here that there are some shades that give you the Too Faced vibe, I guess, or even something like the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. But for mattes in this guy, you've got Tweet, Rise, Unruffled, Nest Egg, Victory, and Unveil. So half the shades in this palette are mattes, and there are some good looking transition shades from what I can see in here. Ruffled and True Colors appear to have micro glitters in them. This shade and that one. Go ahead and swatch them. It feels like the mattes, the light mattes, are the ones that have the least amount of pigmentation. When I used that one from the Pretty Bird underneath my brow, I did have to kind of pack it on a bit. And then these middle ones. Oh, that color. Oh, this color is so beautiful. Oh, that color is pretty too. And then the last row. Those browns are like really pigmented. I went and grabbed the Too Faced Natural Love palette because I thought it would be fun to compare these two. Yeah, you can see there are a ton of similarities between the two in terms of color. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I really like the blushes. I'm probably going to pick up a few more shades because they had a pretty good range of colors. I might try out the lighter bronzer. The lipstick still feels really comfortable on my lips. I've had it on for about 3 hours now. The black eyeliner has faded ever so slightly on the outer corner of my eye. I think the eyeshadows are nice. If you're used to those shadows with that dimethicone type of formula that are uber saturated, these ones do have some really heavy pigmented saturated colors, but some of them are a little bit more on the sheer side. Hopefully from those swatches you can better tell whether or not they're going to be something that you like. Again, they're a really traditional powder type of eyeshadow formula. And now if you want to see the demo and how I kind of got the look that's on my face, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. The Shimmering Swan highlighter is going to be too dark for me, so I'm going to go ahead and mix it with the Ulta Brilliant Diamond highlighter, which is kind of just a white, so it should offset it and kind of get a lighter pink color. And I'm going to use a Chikuhodo highlighter brush and just dip some in here and then some in here. I'm just going to use the mix on the top of my cheekbones and then use the Shimmering Swan on the other places without mixing them. I'm going to use a Chikuhodo powder brush to put this on. It's just a few dabs in there. The color is pretty. It blends really nice too. I'm going to use the blush in the shade 17 Tickled Pink on a Wayne Goss number 14 brush. This looks like a matte blush. I'm going to dip some in there. These products are blending really well. Not using any more product, I'm just going to buff up this right here. Those products, like when you put your brush in them, it's one of those deals where you don't have to worry about picking up too much pigment and too much product. Like they blend out really nice. Then all over the skin, using a Chikuhodo powder brush, I'm going to buff the Guerlain Meteorites in Claire all over my face to really blend everything in nicely. Before I go on to the eyes, I've got the Stick to the Story Tinted Lip Balm The packaging on these lip products is just beautiful. I like to have like a lip conditioning product on my lips while I'm doing my eye makeup so that when I go to put my lipstick on, they're hydrated. And that, yeah. Feels nice. It has a slight, ever so slight fruity smell to it. That does feel nice. I was having a hard time picking what palette to use, but I went with the Pretty Birdie eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to use a Goss number 18 brush. I already primed my lids from the lash line to underneath the brow with the Lily Lolo eyeshadow primer duo. But I'm going to take this Goss 18 and go into this teal turquoise color called Fancy. I haven't even swatched all of these colors, so let's start here. I'm going to flip that same brush over and go into the shade Free, and I'm going to put that in front of the shade Fancy. It's like a gold pearl. Again, with the same brush, I'm going to use the shade Wing It, which is a royal blue shimmer. I'm just going to put that out here. Then using a Tickled GSN 9, I'm going to go into the shade Snitch, which is, this will be my first matte that I'm using out of the palette. And this is like it's a red, a berry reddish color. Then using this Ray Morris 11.5 brush, I'm going to go into the shade right there called Formation. Dip into that guy. Put this here. I think I'll put down the brow bone before I further buff that, because there aren't any more like matte transition type shades, so like lighter ones. So I will make one. I'm going to take this Tickled brush and go into the shade Lay, which is a matte cream color. Put that right here. Going back in with the Ray Morris brush now, and I picked up just a dash more of that Formation shade, and I'm going to buff that up into that. I finally got myself a new Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk, so I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with that guy. And the lipstick I purchased is the Bury Them With a Smile number 8 Baby Doll. The packaging. It's a nude, so it's a matte formula. Yeah, it does feel like it's got that more comfortable slick to it. So there is the overall finished look using the Pretty Vulgar products I purchased from Sephora. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.